Hello everyone and welcome back. Today we have yet another face-off video. Today we are going to break down what if the Merjones invaded the Earth in the Terminator universe. Or if you want to go the other way around. Either way, it works. Murderers versus Terminators! Genocide robots versus apocalyptic mechanical assassins! Introducing Terminator versus Murder Drones! First up, Terminators. The Terminators are a wide variation army consisting of T-850s, T-600s, Moto Terminators, Liquid Metal Terminators, Massive Terminators, Hunter Kilojets, and due to the fact that the Merjones will be the ones invading the Terminators, well, the Terminators will have the home field advantage. For the Merjones are similar besides for appearance and all have similar base weapons as well as stats all fly, so for battlefield control it goes to the Terminators. Weapons, both sides have weapons that are destructive. Terminators like the Liquid Metal Terminator can basically make any physical weapon out of their own body. For long range they have missiles, rockets, and a ton of bullets on the giant Terminators and the Hunter Kilojets as well as actual laser rifles. For the Merjones, if you have seen the Can the Merjones Takeover video, I'm gonna stop looking at that. Basically, and the final thing to top off this Murder Sunday is their weaponry. Submachine guns, missiles, lasers, chainsaws, blades, flares, claws, syringe stinger with nanite acid, EMP blasters, and for some reason, T's strong enough that can apparently jump through chains. What type of dentist do they go to? I need that type of dentist. While the Terminators do technically have more advanced weaponry, it is more limited. I don't have to explain, but while the lasers are supposed to go light speed, it's more closer to an actual bullet speed. But since they do rely on more lasers, but also still have some heavier guns, it does still give them an advantage in some areas. But due to the fact that specific Terminators have specific weapons, instead of a single Merjone having a lot of them, but with the fact of having Terminators having more advanced weaponry, it will be a draw on weapons. The most strongest Terminator in the series would most likely be the giant walker things, which are able to tear apart a building instantly as well as throw tons of rubble around. As for the smaller Terminators, like the T-850s and the T-800s, they have a lot less strength. While they are definitely strong, many of them even able to lift or carry whole cars above their heads, they still have a limit. For the Merjones, the disassembly drones is able to throw a worker drone weighing about 40 pounds high enough to be into the sky. I'm not going to bore you with the math, but the amount of force needed would be 4,000 to 5,000 pounds. But if you want to go even crazier in a more higher weight, just the scene in the pilot episode shows how strong they are. Considering N is able to hold and even open a solid metal door. Since a door is industrial size, it does mean it can be scaled to real life steel doors. Considering the steel door is a solid 3 to 4 inches thick, estimated, and as well as depending on the thickness of the steel, and as well as the hydraulic power behind it, a 1 foot by 1 foot steel block weighs slightly more than 48 pounds. By scaling into the door, and as well as using in real life height, because it's not too far from my own height, say that one half of the door is 8 feet and 4.5 feet tall. It would weigh around 1,728,000 pounds. I hope I said that right. And that's just its weight. Imagine the actual piston power needed to close it or open it, especially comparing how fast they can close in a later scene. It would for sure equal somewhere close to, even though the door would have a high chance of weighing much, much more. For now, the Merjones and the Terminators have yet another tie in this category. While the Terminators do have the Moto Terminator, which can be comparable to a normal motorcycle, which can clock around to 180 to 190 miles per hour, but considering that the Merjones are fast enough to catch a light machine gun bullet, which has a speed close to 880 miles per hour, even just the reaction time needed to catch that would be important. So the speed edge goes to the Murder Drones.
And I knock on a door and I say, Carol!
While both Merjones and Terminators are durable in their own right, Terminators, which some of them were actually upgraded to withstand higher degrees or survive more blasts, the highest they can survive, for example, is spread out because it has different models, like comparing a Harvester to the Arnold Schwarzenegger Terminator, which was vulnerable to a homemade pipe bomb in its chest, And while I do understand that not all Terminators are the same, mainly basing it off of this model because it's the main one that would constantly be made for quick deployment, while the merge drones are able to survive something like that, I don't even have to explain why, because the explosion in episode 2 was much larger than the pipe bomb, even if other Terminators survived different levels of damage, like the T-1000, which through enough heat and even just getting the AI itself can be done for. Even for heat, the merge drones were shown to handle going through an atmosphere. Even if it was 1,000 degrees less, it would still be much more, considering the melting point for titanium, which the T-800 and other Terminators can withstand, which is 3,000 degrees. So that combined with the merge drone's healing factor gives the edge in durability. To put this as simply as I can, though the Terminator AI, or in this case Skynet, is technically advanced, the merge drone's AI is also advanced as well, or the Absolute Solver. And because the Absolute Solver can literally interact with reality and manipulate it, while the Skynet is still, well, an AI and has to rely on physical stuff, the point will go to the murder drones. But an experience point will go to the Terminators due to them having much more combat experience than Sin herself. Now onto the final one, and to see who takes this. The merge drone's ability, or Sin's ability, with the Absolute Solver and all its reality distorting whatnot, or Skynet's ability to time travel. Well, to put it simply, Sin's abilities are actual devastating weaponry, while for Skynet, it's more of a tool to actually transport weapons, like the T-800 back in time to, well, unalive Sarah Connor. Did I get that right? Anyways, because of the fact that both are from different dimensions and not in a similar timeline, even though in Death Battle they use the Terminator to time travel with it. Anyways, it's more of a tool and not an actual weapon that they can use. But let's pretend, say for a second, that they did send a Terminator back. Well, with the limited info they'd have on these machines, the furthest they'd be able to probably send them back is, well, to the Elliot Mansion scene. And at that point, Sin already had the Absolute Solver's abilities, and even if they were sent further back, they'd have to find the specific one where all the drones look similar, and to find it before Tessa does, and to find the one that is in a giant pile of destroyed worker drones. So, yeah. Yet another point for murder drones on this.
Alright, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for a dance!